Hey everyone, we're doing another instance, which is actually just the same instance of videos. It's the same night. Why? Today we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do as a wedding photography team, and different moments throughout the day that we capture. And this one's about the first look. What is it? Why is it fun? Why do we like it? And maybe a little bit about how to decide if you want one or not.
Yeah. Traditional first looks happen a lot of times when couples are walking down the aisle and they see each other for the first time. That's your standard. He won't see her until she walks down the aisle in her dress. Super awesome. You get very raw emotion when it comes to that, and we like to photograph that because the groom in this scenario that I'm creating right now has never seen the bride before and has definitely never seen her dolled up in the dress and things like that too. So it's a very raw emotion as far as that goes. It is a little less intimate because you're doing it in front of your entire friends and family base that you invited to come to witness this. But it doesn't take away from the beautiful aspect and the loving aspect and the raw emotion of that. The other thing that we like to do and that we've seen a lot lately that I think is even a little bit cooler because it's more intimate is a first look away from everybody else. So we set up a place and a time for the couple to meet outside and away from everybody else in the bridal party, and a lot of them will tell their friends and family and even moms and everybody, like, do not come, it's just our photographers and it's just us. And it is some of the most true and raw emotion that you'll get in that day because it's just the two of them seeing each other for the first time, all dressed up in their wedding day, and you get that loving emotion that comes from that too. And that generally happens before the ceremony and in a location that
might be special or meaningful.
Yeah, or we can choose. We've gone to locations before and been asked to choose that spot, and we set it up and take those photographs of that as it happens to and as it unfolds. So you can do one of either one. Doesn't mean if you do a first look beforehand and you do it in a special location, just the two of you, it doesn't mean you're not going to get raw emotion out of the walk down the aisle because that's a completely different feel when you do that too. But at least this way you've captured the closest of two people on one of the most loving days of your entire life without an audience. So two different styles doesn't mean you can't do both and get raw emotion out of both too, but we thought we would explore and discuss slightly kind of what that looks like and why your photographer may suggest a first look before actually walking down the aisle to meet your significant other. So
one reason that I like that, not just because it is a really raw kind of emotional time of the day, but because it gives the bride and groom a second to kind of slow down. Your wedding day is over in a blink, right?
It's insane. Yeah.
You don't remember most of it by the end of the night, and oftentimes you're being rushed around from place to place without really thinking about the deeper meaning of the day. And being able to take 15 or 20 minutes away to just kind of calm down, take a deep breath.
We should real quick note that it doesn't have to be the first look beforehand, before the ceremony. It doesn't have to be a long thing.
Yeah, it could be 10 minutes, right? Yeah. But it's 10 minutes that you have for yourself.
Yeah.
10 minutes to kind of recompose yourselves and to kind of feel a little bit more kind of connected, right? And that's one of the things that I really like about it. That takes pressure off of the ceremony itself. It takes a little bit of kind of the edge off of the day. And then the other thing that I always like to do, even if you do a first look and like bridal portraits right before the ceremony, is to still take time and do bridal portraits after the ceremony. Take another 15 or 20 minutes, maybe around sunset or something like that, to take photos with, just the two of you, just the couple. Because that's such a really meaningful thing. And you can actually do it when you're married this time.
Yeah, so a little different emotion that you get out of the photos too. Because you're like super elated, very much in love, so it's a little bit different as far as surprise and shock that may come from before and in complete awe to super lovey, excited, relaxed. You're more relaxed at that point in time at the end of the whole entire process. Maybe even after first dances if the timing comes to it, we can pull you outside or pull you away and the light's still good. Or you've got to the reception after all of those portraits and you realize that you're married.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So whether you do the first look before or the first look down the aisle traditional, it's up to you. But that's the main difference. And again, we hope we hope that gave you a little bit of understanding of why you may hear those terms now.
You know, and what they mean, and
Yeah.
if it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'd recommend that you talk with your groom, or you talk with your bride, or you know, also with your photographer. See what makes the most sense for your timeline and what makes the most sense for your relationship. I love doing them; they're a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, what matters is if you like it.
Yeah, and it's your choice too. So whatever you choose.
Cool. Have fun. Cheers.